Alright, today we're going to change the spark plugs. We've already got a spark plug here. Not out of the motor yet, but working on that now. And we've got to make sure the engine's cold. So I've got an extension here. Put on this plug. I've already cracked it with the socket. And pull it out. They're NGKR, what was in here. So what we need to do is make sure we compare them with the genuine Motorcraft. Yep. Right, what we need to do now is what I'll do is I'll get a small extension bar, and when you go to put these spark plugs in, you've got to make sure you put them in by hand too. Don't go doing them up with a socket or anything. Make sure you do them up by hand so you don't do any damage. Take the socket out, have a look, make sure it's in the cylinder head properly, and I'll just get a small. What we need to do is make sure we just do it up with a small ratchet. It feels like it might have already been nudged up. It's already tight enough. We'll just check it. Yep, feels like it. Just to make sure, put this other ratchet on here. We'll just check it. Oh, yeah. It's already mounted up. Alright, now the reason why you've got to be really careful when you do these is don't ever take these out when they're hot. The plugs. Feels like they're in there properly. Alright, this is the next one. So what we need to do is don't worry about the extension or nothing. All we need to do is just sit the spark plug tool on there. You can keep the ratchet short, it's always better too. So just, and make sure that when you go to undo it, it's given. Don't keep undoing it if it's really tight. When you've got it reasonably out, you might be able to just get your hand, if it's loose enough, just to undo it yourself, right with your hand. bloody spark plug. The bloody plug. They screw in a long way, these plugs. Alright, that's the second one. Make sure they're the right length for that, and they're going in the right cylinder. Because I'm not saying that someone could stuff up, but they could end up putting the wrong spark plug in the wrong box. Whatever you do when you go to tighten these spark plugs up, if you can't screw them in by hand, don't use the ratchet to be screwing them in. That's a big no-no. So if you can't do them up by hand, do not, whatever you do, use the ratchet to screw the spark plugs in the cylinder holes. Whoops. Put that lead over there at the way. And when you're doing them, just take your time. Like, you don't have to rush. That's the key when you ever do spark plugs. Just take your time and do not rush. Don't worry about if you got something else on that, you know, the day you're doing it. Just make sure you take your time. This one at the fucking back, he's a prick. This one's a fucking nightmare at the back. You can hear them, they're a bit crusty. These NGK plugs, because I'll show you in a minute what I've noticed. Whoops. to get in and out. Alright, so what was happening is, this is the plug out the rear. Now, when I was putting it in the socket, what happened is that the plug was going deeper into the socket, and I couldn't put the extension on there. If you see the end of it in there, the actual going deeper into the plug, that's why the socket wasn't sitting on there fully. Right, so let's get the next plug out. This is number 3, that one. Get another one out of the power box. Make sure we check it. Now, you can see on the genuine Ford one, they got a better flute design, and this is NGK. It's only got a tiny little one. So the Motorcraft plug is definitely a better plug. I took Motorcraft ones out of this ute, and they are worn a fair bit too. And from the back here, yeah, the ute done 156,000 kilometres or something. I got it, I think, something like that. And someone for some reason only changed the spark plugs on one side when I got the ute. 3 of the plugs were really worn out, and the other 3 were good. I'm always an avid fan of trying to screw these plugs in with your hands when the engine's stone cold. Like, I haven't had the ute going today at all. You've got to make sure the ute's stone cold, because if this plug starts to pull the thread or something when the engine's hot, it'll strip the thread out. And you do not want to be doing that on a vehicle. And if you strip this thread out, you'll be taking the motor out to fix it. So that's why I'm very cautious about screwing the plugs in cold and by hand. Because if you stuff the thread up, you're stuffed. I've already got this plug started a fair bit. I'm just going to go real easy with the thread. So I don't put as much pressure. I'll lean over at the front and I'll use my hand to guide it, just to make it go in better. Alright, all we have to do now is just, that's it. Right, then we just put our spark plug lead back on. What we need to do is we need to lean from the front again and twist the plug wire. Make sure they're on there. Yep. Alright. We've got 3 plugs done. That's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Now what I'll do is I'll leave them laid out on here. It's just a bit dangerous when you're using a big ratchet in a very tight area like this. because you could break the spark plug. Alright, this is the other plug. This is number, this is the back cylinder. What number would this be? Number 6. Number 6. Make sure when you get them out of the box, make sure we check it, look at the plug properly, the length of it. Where's my... She's a bit hard on the hands to get it done up. So what I'm gonna have to do is shit. Where's that going? I see it, sitting all the way down there. Now I think it's pretty tight, this. What we'll do is we'll just check it from here with the extension on it. tight. You don't have to do up any more than that. Just enough to screw them in. You don't need to go getting all crazy. Rightio, let's get the next one off. Next plug out. That's it. Now, I don't know if we can get that ratchet on to it from up the top here or not. So good like that. Right now, let's bring her out. This is number 4 spark plug. They are worn down a fair bit. You've got quite a gap in there. We probably should check that gap. See that one there. Rightio. Open a brand new box up. Everybody. Same deal as before. Make sure we check them that it is the right spark plug. You can definitely see the electrode. It's a lot more worn down than the other side. That's for sure. Now, carefully put the spark plug in the cylinder. That's it. Rightio. Right, put that plug lead back on number, oh no, this is number 5. I said number bloody 4. My mistake. Right, the last one. which is hiding behind here. Pull the wire off. Right, where's our plug spanner gone? Where is our spark plug? Can't even bloody see it. Oh no, we're onto it there. Check out my hands from this shit. Alright. Let's try and undo it. Well, it didn't take long to take the stone tray off it, but just whoops. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, it's in such an awkward spot. My hand's not quite long enough to reach back. Probably shouldn't have set all that shit on the top of the vehicle like I've got. Whoops. Because we don't want that shit to fall off and then we have to fish that shit out too. What I'll do is I'll try and put the spark plug in going down in here like this. Definitely feels like I've got it started. You can feel it screwing in, which is good. That's really good. And I'm not in no rush to get the job done. You know what I mean? Like it takes as long as it takes. You don't rush. Don't like it like that, it's no good like this. Bit more. That's what always pays to double check. You always go until it stops, which I'm not happy yet. that's it. We've got it now. What happens is when you go to screw them in, they got to seat up against that lid. What happens is when you put them in there, the plugs, they've got to seat up against this lip here. Otherwise, if you don't, they'll leak. Right. Right, let's put our plug lead back on. Right, got it on there properly now. All right, now we'll go around and check the other spark. Yep. All right. This is the spark plugs out of the motor. This side. Just go and get the other spark. That's the spark plug out of the driver side. How you change spark plugs. If I can get them all lined up here. Give us a good look at them. But they all look the same. Like, there's no shit going on with them, mate. Yeah, that's the spark plugs on a Mazda Bravo B4000 V6 4 litre single overhead cam. This is what the hit looks like, and that's what the motor is. This is a bit bullshit. This fucking have to do this shit. Don't know if you can see that. See the boot? Look what it's done with the grease. Sprayed the fucking grease everywhere. Fucking boot's got a split in it. Them CV joints. They're only about, they've only done about 15,000 kilometres then, and they're not even 5 years old, and they're stuff. So yeah, I'll be sorting that out. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, share, comment, and have a great day. And just remember, don't ever take the spark plugs out when the engine's hot. Make sure the engine is stone cold, so the vehicle's been sitting overnight before you attempt to take them out. And yeah, and be very careful.